Hello guys, it's Webby again. Welcome back to another video. As you can see behind me is the latest 2020 Mini JCW, which is what we're going to be reviewing today. So we're here at Mini headquarters here in Melbourne to collect the car. So we've got it for the day, so we're going to be doing a review of the car, taking it for a drive, talking about the specs. So come and join me for the ride. Right, so we've escaped the city, we've come out into a bit of countryside, so to speak. And we're going to go for a bit of a drive on some twisty roads. But before we do that, I just want to show you around the spec of this particular car. I think it looks great. It's black with black wheels, got some little red accents here and there, and a nice silver colour interior as well. So let me show you around. So as I said, it's got this nice sort of combination of black with black wheels. So you've got the nice red JCW brake calipers there, and you also get the little badge just in the middle of the wheel, which is quite a nice little touch. Coming around to the front, got this really nice red stripe just across the front grille. Just gives it a bit of colour, breaks up all the black of the car. Yes, there's a GoPro just there on the side because I'm going to get some footage when we go around the twisty roads. It's actually quite a discreet spec. It's not a leery colour, and I think it looks sort of quite grown up. It suits the car quite well. I do like these rear lights where you've got the Union Jack in them. Sort of goes back to the traditional sort of Mini where you could customise your car and have all sorts of different options on there. But having driven it for a little bit, it's actually quite sort of grown up. It's got a nice sunroof on it as well, which is a nice added feature. We've got keyless entry as standard. So when we come inside, we've got these really comfortable sport seats, trimmed in this lovely silver finish. Dashboard is pretty easy to understand, but it's just the quality of the interior that really impresses, and say how comfortable these seats are. The colour of the seats carries around just to the armrest on the door, and just there you can see the upgraded Harman Kardon audio system. I've yet to try that out, but I would imagine that's going to be pretty good. The sunroof is actually broken up into two sections, but they've both got an internal blind, so you can actually let more light in, or obviously shut the blind if you've got a hot day to stop the car getting too hot. I like the little touches, like these kick plates on the doors with the John Cooper Works logo on there. That's quite smart. Then in the middle here we've got the familiar iDrive system that you can find in all the BMW and Mini models these days. That's your standard screen on your display for your entertainment system. It's pretty easy to use. You've got wireless Apple CarPlay, plus all the other standard features, sat-nav, phone, music, that type of thing. The display is still very retro, sort of harking back to sort of Minis of old, which is nice. And then also we've got, as you can see just in front, a head-up display as well, which is actually very useful for when you're driving along. Buttons on the steering wheel just cover things like your adaptive cruise control on this side, and then coming over the other side operates the display in front of you in the speedometer. We've also got paddles as well, which is quite nice, although you'd expect it on this type of car, to be fair, because it is designed for fun. So one thing that was really nice when I picked the car up this morning from Mini headquarters in Melbourne was they gave me this little lunch pack, which is quite nice. It was really kind of them. So I've got this lovely ham and cheese croissant. Looking forward to that. Got a rhubarb and granola yogurt, very fancy, and then a little fruit salad as well. Spoon and fork to eat it with. So yeah, really cool. Very nice little gift from Mini. Stop me getting peckish while I'm out driving, which would be very welcomed. So yeah, let's go out and have a drive, see how this car goes, find some twisty roads. As I mentioned when I showed you the just some of the controls earlier, one of the buttons does the different drive modes, and when you put it in sport mode, you can actually configure it that it will just do either the chassis or the drivetrain, or you can combine them together. And I've actually found that, for me personally, the best option is to just do the drivetrain, so you get the sharper throttle response, more weighted steering, but you still get the softness of the ride of the chassis when it's in the normal setting. So for me personally, I think that's kind of the best of both worlds, because yeah, you get a nice comfortable ride without it being too firm. So minis always used to be, you know, sort of quite a cheap form of transport. You know, it's sort of very basic, but you know, obviously since BMW took over, they've changed it a fair bit. It's still very kind of like everyday usable, but they've given customers a lot more options in terms of what you can actually have on your car, just to make it a bit more, you know, sort of individual, I suppose. But like all modern cars, it has to sort of come up to date with all the latest safety features, to obviously, you know, get the better crash protection and that type of thing. So previously on older minis, you could basically choose exactly what you wanted for your car and have individual options. But now what Mini have done instead is actually give you some packages. So there's actually 3 trim levels on the JCW nowadays. You've got Classic, Signature and Pure. So they all start off with the same basic level of equipment, and then the different packages add different things to the base car. So the one we're in today is the Signature model. So we get things like the adaptive cruise control, we've got the head-up display, we've got the sunroof, and then we get 3 choices of leather interior, which this is one. So that's actually quite a nice package, I think. It gives a sort of mixture of sort of being sporty, but also sort of quite premium and luxury feeling as well. So that would probably be my choice of the 3. The Pure was obviously designed more to be about driving. So you don't get sort of the choice of interior finishes, you don't get the head-up display or the adaptive cruise control. So that's more about sort of the driving experience. And you also miss out on the Harman Kardon audio system that's in the Signature model as well. So depending on what your preference is as to, you know, what type of sort of spec you want on your car, so Mini have made it a lot easier to choose a package nowadays, rather than just sort of charge you for individual options, which I think is actually quite a nice way of doing it. They all drive the same pretty much. I'm going to say the Pure gets the adaptive suspension as standard, because obviously that's designed more for the keen driver. But yeah, either way, whichever model you choose, you're guaranteed to have some fun. For such a small car, visibility is actually really good. The windows are decent sizes. There's no real blind spots either, which is good. So other nice features that you get on the Mini JCW. So this particular car, you've got things like wireless Apple CarPlay. I've got adaptive cruise control. I've got active parking system. So even though it's a hot hatch, it doesn't miss out on any of the nice features you get on kind of luxury cars these days, to be honest. Even things like, you know, the wireless Apple CarPlay is still quite a new phenomenon, and a lot of cars don't have that. So in terms of engine in the Mini JCW, we've got a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. Develops 170 kilowatt and 320 newton meters of torque. So that's in sort of Golf GTI sort of territory, and you know, sort of like a very sort of average for the hot hatch range, a hot hatch category. So as well as having fun around the twisties, it's actually perfectly at home on the freeway as well. It's nice and comfy, it's not noisy. You don't get too much sort of road noise and tyre noise coming to the cabin. So it can actually be a really good daily driver. It's not just good for around the city or around the twisty roads. It's good out on the open road as well. And just in case I haven't mentioned it before, these seats are super comfortable. You could sit in these all day long, I reckon. So there you go, there's my drive today of the Mini JCW. Big thanks to Exhaust Notes and also Mini Australia for arranging the car for me today. If you're looking for a small car which is a load of fun, deals with the daily grind, is great on freeways, but on a Sunday you can take you around some twisty roads and have a lot of fun, the Mini JCW could just be right up your street because it does everything really, really well. So thanks for watching me, thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe for more videos to come fairly soon.